Hey guys, we're back with Paulo today. I'm so excited. Actually, I just want to be transparent. We filmed an entire hour 30-minute episode, but obviously it was echoing. But on it so we're going to film it again. We're going to show that it's okay to go back and
Yeah,
just do it because quality is better than quantity.
that is true. That
Yes,
is true.
okay. Paulo, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Paulo Orosz. I'm originally from Brazil. I came to US through a company transference.
Mhm.
At a time, I was an instructor on
Mhm.
a big tech company, and I moved over here. Since then, I attend classes in University of Dallas. I did my MBA over there. And after 22 years of a very cool career in telecommunications, last year, pretty much, Cleo, this is something that's pretty timing, right?
Mhm.
Because last week, it
Mhm.
made 1 year that I started this new journey of transformation. So,
Wow.
I think that, some people call universe, some people call it
Mm.
God, some people
Mm.
call, just coincidence.
Mhm.
Maybe this echo thing that we have was exactly
Mhm.
in order to put us to celebrate this date.
Yay! Okay, let's celebrate. No, which is perfect. Perfect because Paulo deserves every single point that has got him here and this is his day to celebrate. So excited. Okay. I actually mm, I bought okay, we can talk about that later, but I do have something for you that I'm gonna bring
Oh,
to
no, no
your
worries. Come
factory
on.
today. Um, which guys, I'm going to his RobotLAB Dallas's headquarters factory.
It's the headquarters. So it's in
Okay,
South Lake.
perfect.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So let me introduce you guys to Robot Lab if
Yes,
you
yes.
know, 5 seconds. So Robot Lab is a company that's working with robotics since 2007. So it's about 17, 18 years in the market. It has been founded by our CEO, Ilad Ingbal, and I'm a franchisee owner. I'm responsible for a territory from the south of Fort Worth up to north of Denton. The company starts with robots focused on education. So we do robots from K-12 to higher education in order to help kids to learn how to work with these machines, right, and get ready to their profession, to your future profession, should I say. And uh, since a little bit before COVID, Robot Lab started to engage more into the commercial robots, and that's why I came in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm responsible for consultancy, evaluation, and the definition about how to bring automation to business of any kinds of ways, any type of ways, any types of sizes. So anywhere from a mom and pop restaurant to a high designed facility that will have robots moving pallets and things like that, we can serve this community. And that's the only pitch I'm doing this episode, okay? I'm not going to say
Mm-hmm.
anything like that anymore.
No, I need to boost it more because when I've met Pepper, Pepper is a robot that, is fully automated and can, kind of interact with
Yes.
humans. And when I learned about Pepper, she's in a old folks home. So,
Yes. In
mm,
assisted living facilities, yes, that's
yes,
correct.
which is crazy to me because when you think about robots, you think about just not having that human feature. And, so sometimes when you think about robots, you might think about taking over the world and stuff. But Pepper and the robots that Robot Lab has can actually curate a better life for people. They can be of
Yes,
assistance.
yes.
Um, yeah.
it,
You guys would.
it's a common, let's put it this way, is a common misunderstanding that a lot of
Mm,
people have about
mm-hmm,
robotics.
mm-hmm.
And I would say that a lot is driven by Hollywood, right? Because we
Yeah,
always look for the next fear, right?
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes it's UFOs, sometimes is another country, sometimes are robots or AI,
yeah,
right now
yeah.
the big fear that everybody talks about is AI and robotics, right?
Mm,
Are they
mm-hmm,
going to take over, right? The way that I see robots are here to enhance us,
mm-hmm,
right? I here to work as a tool to supplement us, to make us
Mhm.
more capable, in the same
Mhm.
way as AI. Of
Mhm.
course, that either robots, either AI, drones, or whatever technology can be used for the bad or for the good,
Mhm.
right? We are here to use for the good.
Mhm.
The application that you mentioned about Pepper, by the way, this is Pepper brother. It's actually the oldest brother. It's the smaller, but it's the oldest brother. Later on, I'm going to send you some images of a
Mhm.
Pepper so you can feature
Mhm.
Pepper here, so
Mhm.
everyone can see it while we're
Mhm.
speaking. So um, the application that you mentioned is really near and dear to my heart, and
Mhm.
the reason for it is because my father-in-law had Alzheimer's,
Mhm.
right? And during that time, we did everything that we could, try to keep him as close to reality, as close to
Mhm.
sanity as possible. Okay,
Mhm.
and we were seeing that he was losing. So in the end, he ended up on a assisted living facility in
Mhm.
Brazil.
Mhm.
And what we did to try to cover for that is we did what we had in front of us at that time, that was pictures.
Mhm.
So his whole room was full of pictures that we glued on the walls
Mhm.
with everyone in the family, with some notes about who we are and who he is, etc.
Mhm.
What robots like Pepper, or even other forms of AI, really can empower this the treatment of residents like him, or patients
Mhm.
like him. He was more a
Mhm.
patient than a resident, right? Is with bringing the technology of imaging with together with therapy, or even the speaking that a robot can do together with the therapy. So I can give you a few examples that have been done here in the US. One of them, there was a student, a PhD student, if I'm not wrong, in Minnesota, that actually did a full programming of Pepper and deployed that in an assisted living facility, where actually was able to bring back some memories, and bring new memories to that person. As for
Wow.
example, um, I would call the patient Bob, right? So normally what will happen is the therapist will come to talk with Bob that day, and the first thing, that if he's really severe on any kind of dementia or Alzheimer's, you could go to a state like, what I'm doing here, who I am, oh,
Mhm.
who are you, who am I, etc. Right? And then the therapist will spend half of the session actually answering those questions, right?
Wow.
And they're not doing therapy.
Mhm.
Now, if you have Pepper, there's a robot that has a tablet on the chest, providing this information there. The
Mhm.
therapist really can focus on the therapy. Look, Bobby is responding to the session like this, like
Mhm.
that. Today, let's try that. Let's incorporate another video. Let's incorporate another sound. Let's
Mhm.
incorporate a activity with Pepper, like a memory game, and things like that. Because as you stop to use your brain
Mhm.
functions, you lose cognitivity, right?
Mhm.
So the whole idea is to keep people engaged, I would say, or with things that we wanted them to remember, or with new things. Like if Bob has a new grandchild, why not introduce that new grandchild right there,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So things like that can be done. There's other things that are a little bit more practical and more easy to deploy. We have a software called Aries that
Mhm.
really can be used in order to deploy in assisted living facilities
Mhm.
with patients that are not there in terms of losing the cognition factors yet, but they could, right? So Pepper can play bingo, Pepper can do activities, Pepper can dance, and they can dance together. Now over here can do Tai Chi, and
No.
with that, you can have some practical activities.
Mhm.
There's a facility also, if I'm not wrong, also in Minnesota,
Mhm.
that one of the managers of the facility did an interview to us, and I will send you the link later. You can see the whole interview.
Mhm.
And she was saying that there was this patient that would really like to sing a particular song.
Mhm.
Uh, and every day she wanted to sing that particular song over and over and over and over. You are a human being, Cleo,
Mhm.
even if you are the most sweet human being, I know you are, right? After singing the same song for the
Mhm.
400th time, you're going to lose it. Pepper will never lose it. Okay. So, those applications are very near and dear to my heart, because one thing that if each one of us have a blessed life and a blessed long life, we will eventually will have some loss of cognitivity at the end
Mm-hmm.
of our life,
Mm-hmm.
right? So doing that for them actually create a path for us, a path for our kids, a path for our grandchild, right? To eventually have a better last part of, or end of the life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Than what most of the people see today. If you go back to countries like Japan, there's a huge population of people that live alone at those ages,
Mm-hmm.
right? I feel
Mm-hmm.
that over here with a lot of these assisted living facilities, the residents, they can have a way more activities than in other countries that they don't have that common tradition or they cannot afford.
That is the most beautiful way to put robots. And when you think about robots, you think about when you go to the restaurant, you see the robots like roaming around and helping the servers.
Yeah.
Yes, that's also what you do. But when there's a humanity and a story to which provides you to wake up every single day and like push yourself to do this,
Yes.
it's because of your story. It's because of your heart, Paulo. And that's what I felt when I first saw you too. The heart behind what you do.
Yeah.
Like you said,
You need to have
Japan.
a reason, right? You need to have a
Yes,
reason for the things, right?
yes,
It's not just
100%.
money. Money is good. Don't get me wrong. I need to
Mm,
pay my bills. I have a
mm,
tons of bills here that arrive every month, right? I have a kid in college, right? I
mm,
car payment, house payment, my health insurance, right? We
mm,
need to pay all those bills. So
mm,
money, it is important. Have a successful
mm,
career is important. You need to grind to achieve those things. But when you do without soul, that gets empty pretty quick.
mm. Uh, w- is that where you want to kind of head towards in the near future? Just making Robot Lab into multiple countries and putting it more in assistant living. What's your goal for Robot Lab?
So again, I'm not the owner of the whole
Yeah,
robot
yeah,
lab, right?
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
owner just about
Yes,
a
that
section,
was.
right? So my immediate goal is really to work on my section, right? But
Mm,
also help, retribute to the
mm,
entire system, right? I think
mm,
Robot Lab has a practical mission, right? That is bringing practical robots to practical applications, and
mm,
every day we see that those applications they fold multiple times, right?
mm,
Robot Lab is already in Latin America and in a few other countries in Europe. And I believe the whole idea is to expand and to go to other places too.
mm,
But in the same way that we are doing here, this in Robot Lab over here, um, if you go to Korea, if you go to Japan, if you go to other countries in Asia, the adoption of robots is way better or way
mm,
larger or
mm,
way earlier, maybe, than what we have here in the US. And I do believe that that has been driven in some of these countries because of lack of a human capital to do some functions. And
mhm,
then the immediate way to do that is through automation. And then the rise of the robots, right, started to
mm,
happen in those countries even more. You can say, yeah, but in China, they have a ton of people there, right? In
mm,
Japan, in Korea, yes, but not necessarily on the jobs, on the functions that you need people, right?
mm,
So it's the same thing over here. One thing that I have a good example. I was in. I love to do trade shows. I think I
mm.
was born to do trade shows, and we met in a trade show, by the way, right? Kind of,
Yes.
and I like the human touch, right? So I'm a
Mm,
robotic guy, but I like to talk with people, right? So I was there, and I arrived in this hotel, and it's a big hotel chain. It's a hotel chain with a big point system, so I always traveled with them. I don't know how many times I have been in those hotels, and I arrived at the hotel, and I felt
mm,
a smell that's not supposed to be there that day, or
mm,
not supposed there. Period.
mm,
And I'm very sensitive to smells, and I said, "Oh, it's weird. It's always fresh. It's always good over here. So what's going on, right?" So I went to my room. My room was fine, not fancier, but just fine, just a regular, 3-star hotel room. And I had to spend there 2 days. Okay, so when I left to do something else outside, I felt that smell again. So I say, it's just 2 days. You're going to be okay, man. You don't need to change hotels because of this. So I was seeing that every day there was some functions that's
Mm,
supposed to be done by a human being that were
mm,
not being done on that hotel.
mm,
So the very last day before I left, I actually asked for the general manager. She came and we started to talk. My first question to her was, hey, look, I travel with you guys all the time. And this hotel here is, I'll be honest with you, it's awful.
mm,
It's not a comparison with
mm,
everything else that you do. And come on,
mm,
it's awful for a 3-star. I'm not comparing that to
mm,
whatever 5-star, 6 star hotel. At that point, uh, I asked her, look, are you having staffing problems? Is that what's going on?
mm.
Because this hotel includes breakfast. And you told me when I arrived that there was no breakfast because there's a renovation. And clearly there's no renovation here, right? The elevator, it's not functioning after 6 p.m. Come
Mhm,
on, it's a 3-star hotel. You're supposed
mm,
not to see that, right? The smell is super bad. The smell in the stairs are even worse,
mhm,
you know. So she said, you know what? Yes, I'm understaffed. And do you know why? Do you know what? Every time I hire someone, 2 people leave me. So right now, to manage this whole hotel, I have 4 people. And
mm,
normally I would have 10. Say, all right, I do have a solution for you. Don't get this as a pitch. Get
mm,
this as a solution. These
mhm,
are the tools. These are the ways that robots can help you today, right? It was not my area to sell. So to be super honest with you, I didn't went back there to try to sell, but I know some of my peers did. And that should be a quick way to solve a problem. So beyond being a sale, right? It's a way to solve problems. So again, the money factor, it is important for me, yes. But in the end, I'm here to solve problems. I'm here to making sure that in the end, people can still live their lives. That manager can manage the hotel. The other people that are doing cleaning there that are not supposed to do good cleaning today because they don't have enough hands, now they're not stressed out every day because they are not able to accomplish their functions. So that's pretty much our mission. So we
mm.
can do that in a city, we can do that in a state, we can do that in a country. Why not in a continent?
The fact that you took initiative to just go talk to them and ask, hey, like, you didn't berate them. You're just like, hey, like, are you understaffed? Like, are you okay? And then you were able to provide a solution to the
But
problem.
in the end, that's the thing. If you
Mm,
are, unfortunately, salespeople have a really bad reputation.
mm,
Unfortunately, right?
mm,
Because we all have been in that situation that someone tried to oversell you. We all have been in that situation that someone take it, maybe don't give all the discounts that you could get
mm,
in a
mhm,
particular
mhm,
thing, right? So we all a little bit like, oh, sales
mm,
guy should.
mm, mhm.
Honestly,
It,
the
it's
sales guy
just
should
in
be
your
your
nature.
consultants,
100%.
right? Should be our
Mhm,
consultants, but it's part of the sales people job
mhm,
to
mhm,
actually show you
mhm.
that there are options, there are ways to do it, right, and
Yes,
help you to find solutions, right.
100%.
And that's one of the reasons that, and again, please, I said I will not pitching anymore, but this sounds like a pitch right now. But is that one of the reasons that Robot Lab decided to not produce their own robots?
Mm,
Today we represent 25 different companies in
mhm,
different segments.
mhm,
And I probably have a robot for the application that every single business owner need
mm,
because of that. So when I represent just one, or when I am the OEM, and I was an OEM for 22 years, right? A company that produced a part of equipment. We always will come to you and say, yep, we do have the solution. Yes, we have the best product. And sometimes you do, but you don't have the best product for every single thing. You don't have the best solution for every single thing.
mm, mhm,
When you partner with several different companies, you tend to have the likelihood to have, a good solution or the best solution is higher and higher. And even with 25 companies, there's way more companies producing robots across the world, right? So probably
100%.
for specific niches, right, there's
Mm.
different solutions as well. So this is what I try to do. I try, and I know that your focus is allotted to the international students, right?
No, no, please tell us, because this is great
It's
strategy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all about
Mm.
solving somebody's problem,
Mm.
right? I made a joke with you and with Peter the day that we met,
Mm.
where I
Mm-hmm.
told you my job is to find the best solution for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if I don't have a best solution, my job is to tell you that I do not have the best solution. But also, my job is to transfer through a real positive sale my
Mm-hmm.
money that's in your pocket to my pocket. See, my money is already in your pocket, but I
Mm-hmm.
needed to bring that to my pocket, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to do that in a real way, a way that makes benefit to everybody, is through consultative sale,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you really need to solve somebody else's problem. If you solve somebody else's pain, people will come to you and will do business with you. If you're
Mm-hmm.
just trying to do a transactional thing, hey, I do have this robot here. Do you want to buy it? And then you
Mm-hmm.
justify to that on the, mine is $10 cheaper than yours, and you try to do a sale like that. Yeah, you may do a
Mm-hmm.
sale, but if you don't really solve the problem, people will not come back to you.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Yeah.
And guys, this is what we talked about when Paulo and I first met. This is why I fell in love with him, and I was like, I need you on my podcast. This is so important because right now, a fast-paced age, like everyone's trying to sell left and right and left and right. It's so much more easier to sell. But when there's heart behind it, that's when everything changes.
You really need to solve the problem. If you're
You
solving
need,
problems, you will do sales,
yes,
or
yes,
you do a good operations, or
yes,
you know because in the end you needed to find a way that the other person, the other side, receive value. If they do
100%.
not receive value, um, do I mind if I tell you a quick story about Pepper?
No, please do. Please do.
All right. So long time ago, I don't
Mm-hmm.
even know how long ago, it was way before my time, we sold a Pepper to a big hotel chain in Las Vegas. And the person that bought Pepper there loved Pepper like you do, right? And saw all these possibilities, fought for a budget, and decided to buy Pepper. So bought Pepper. I don't know the details. I don't know who sold it. I don't know what was the application that was intended for. I don't know anything about that. What I know is about a year and a half ago, one of our franchisees that's now is responsible for Las Vegas was seeing our records and saw, hey, there's a Pepper in this hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, it's strange. This Pepper has not been turned on for, I don't know, 5 years. So
Wow.
something happened and nobody ever came to talk to us about it, right? All right, let's do this. Let's go there and talk to them. So he knocked the door. Hey, I'd like to talk with so and so. Oh, that person's not here anymore for, I don't know, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened in that situation was there was someone that
Mm-hmm.
saw value in Pepper,
Mm-hmm.
but did not create value for Pepper or any robot at that point inside of their own organization. So when that person left that organization, Pepper ended up in a closet. Why? Because Pepper at that point was just novelty.
Mm-hmm.
If you do anything just for a novelty, if you do a change just for a novelty, just to show that you are capable to do changes, do you know what happened? When you leave, it goes back to where you were before, right? You really
Mm.
need to make things in a
Wow.
way that they aggregate
Mm-hmm.
value,
Mm-hmm.
not just for you, but for the people that are around you, the people that you wanted to impact. And
100%.
in that case, that person had an idea, that person
Mm.
had an intention, had an objective, but was not able to translate that to the larger population. So if I just come and try to substitute, for example, everyone that do cleaning
Mm.
with a robot that do cleaning, do you know what's going to happen? We are going to fail because
Mm.
we need humans in the same way we need robots. right?
100%.
We needed to bring people in a way that we progress together with technology. There's
Mm,
this fallacy that, oh, you're going to be substituted by AI. I'm not naive to say that some jobs are not going to disappear. Some jobs will disappear. Okay? Some jobs will disappear. If you're not a creative person, if you don't want to be a creative person, the chances that
mhm,
you're going to lose your job in the next 10 years is going to be super high. It doesn't matter
mm,
which level of organization you work, you need to be creative. You need to look for solutions, right? But who is going to substitute you is the person that knows how to work with AI, is the person that's working with robotics, is the person that will use that application in the best way as possible, right? How many
mm,
people are telling us how to do podcasts, how to do videos and
mhm,
be millionaires in
mm,
internet? Why? Only if you get it. I have
mm.
an answer for you. Grit. They don't give up. They go every day. They look for the next thing. They improve 1% every day. If you improve 1% every day, you're going to be a great person in 1 year. That's the thing.
Mm. How do you improve 1% every day? What's your routine like? What do you do?
Thank you. um, honestly, um, I learned this thing about the 1% a long, long time ago. About a year ago, I lost my job and I
Mm,
was doing the 1% thing. At
mm,
least I believe I was. But I was focused on just a few areas of knowledge per se,
mm,
right? Or
mm,
just few areas of my life.
mm,
I I'm super thankful for the family that I have.
mm,
My original family, my dad, my mom, my grandma, everybody, my sister, right? But with my wife and my kids, we do have here in the U.S. When we move all together, we move all
mm,
from Brazil. My son is the only
mm,
one that born here. My daughter, my wife, and
mm,
myself, we born in Brazil. Um, Today we are Americans. We naturalize, but here's home. But the I always have this thing, I would be close to my family, this, that. But then suddenly you put money and you put work as the only thing that you do.
mm,
And I'll tell you, although I try across the years to improve, and I believe I did a steady improvement, I was focused a lot on, hey, I wanted to have enough money that if something happens, I'm covered, right? And I wanted to have, a good life for my family, right? For my
mm,
wife, for my kids, etc. Right? Support my mom if she needs, etc. And I was very successful in doing those things. But to be super honest with you, I feel that in the early years, I didn't see my kids grow a lot. And
mm,
one thing that they didn't do at all
mm,
it was to take care of my health.
mm,
So a year ago, I said, all right, so you know how to do these things. You know how to manage people. You know how to sell. You know how to do this. You know how to do that. What else do you need to do? What's the new
mm,
1% that you needed to work, right? So this year for me was to get my health back in place.
mm.
So I lost 30 pounds.
Ooh.
And yes, I lost 30 pounds in 1 year
Mm,
and got some muscle. I have a long way to go, And
mm,
again, folks, I know that there's some people that lost 100 pounds. I met a guy
mm,
in the conference
mm.
last week that actually lost 100 pounds. He
Wow.
he had to find what's the right balance for him among
Mm,
exercise, medicine, and food taking, right? And everybody has a different setup, right?
mm,
And I listened to this book. I think the name of the book is um, the 4 Hour Body or something like that.
mm, mhm,
That was talking about, hey, you need to find what is your balance because what
mm,
works for someone does not necessarily works for you in different levels, right? And one day, and a year ago, it started Cleo like, oh yeah, low carb. I'm not going to eat carbs. And then, oh, that's not working very well. Although it worked for me before, yeah, I think I need to go back and do some exercises. Yeah, let's do some exercises. And I was like, yeah, get a weight here and do this, or Walk. Yeah, I like walk. I actually love walk. When I used to travel, and I travel a lot in my career, I would love to just after the day ends, right after work, just walk for 1 2 miles in a new place that I've never been. I love that, even
Mm-hmm.
without speaking with anyone, just to decompress. I love that. But up to, I would say, April,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I will do this, and then I stop it. I will do that, and then I stop it. Trying a lot of different things. And one big thing for me was, end of the day, I'm a piece of, I'm just a paperweight. You know, I'm I'm no one. I don't want to do any exercise. I can work like a horse up to 3 a.m. every single day. I don't have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
But exercise is not my thing. So I had to change my eating habits, and I had to change my exercise habits. So
Mm-hmm.
one Sunday morning, I wake up at 4:30 a.m. I for the next I don't know, 30, 40, maybe 1 hour, I was just rolling the bed. I got my phone, got in social media, I started scrolling. Right, everybody does that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that day I said, you know what? I complain that I never have time to do exercises. I'm here right now. I'm going to do exercise. So I wake up. I have a treadmill. I have a few weights. I start to do something without any orientation, any practice, anything like that. But there's this video class of
Mm-hmm.
this lady. I forgot her name now, but it's a biking class. I said, you know what? I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to do her biking class because it's simple. It's not going to get me injured. And I did those 20 minutes that was, just melting after that.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I said, you know what? I'm going to do this every single day. I did that. I will not lie to you. I did that for 72 days, every single
Mm-hmm.
day.
Wow.
In those 72 days, I was able to lose most part of the weight that I lost, and about 20 pounds I lost on those 72 days.
Wow.
Um, and then I learned that my body had limits, and I injured my feet. And then I saw myself repeating something that happened to me in 2017 when I did a very restricted diet and I was
Mm.
doing 10,000 steps a day, etc. That was, oh my gosh, I hurt my feet. Give me
Mm.
some ice cream. I need some comfort, right?
Mm.
And then I did that for a week. And I said, man, I'm going back to everything that I didn't like it again.
Mm.
So what can you do? All right, let's go to the doctor. Let's check this feet. I'm doing physiotherapy now. Let's keep doing exercises, but now I know which exercises I cannot do,
Mm.
right? So for me, my routine most of the days right now. I wake up 5:30. I found this channel on the internet that do HIIT, high
Mm.
intensity interval training.
Mm.
It's a class, so I just
Mm.
follow the steps. I don't need to
Mm.
think. I already
Mm.
think too much during my day. In
Mm.
those moments, I don't want to think. I want to wake
Mm.
up. So I do 5 minutes warm up. I do my exercise. I did that today in the morning, and that's it.
Mm.
30 minutes. That's it. That's what you need. You don't need more than that. And for the days that I'm not doing exercise because I needed to rest, I try to walk a little bit. I love walking. Now that the time just changed, right?
Mm.
The life savings time changed it. So 6 a.m. we already have light. So
Mm.
I'm planning to start walk on that time frame. That time, pretty much that time every day.
Yeah,
So,
that's
but you need to do
amazing.
that. If you don't do
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
and the other thing that happened, I used to drink 10 cups of coffee per day.
Wow,
That
10
that was a
cups.
regular day. That was a regular day. 10 full cups of coffee every
Wow.
day. Every one that knows me from my previous job, my previous 22-year job, know that I was a coffee addict, right? And I drink coffee all day long. 5 8 p.m. I was drinking coffee, right? Today, I wake up. I didn't drink coffee yet. I wake up 5 today. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
drink any coffee yet. I'm not feeling the urge. I'm feeling energized. And I will drink my coffee. Drink one
Mm-hmm.
espresso, maybe two during the day. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
No coffee after two. I'll try to
Wow.
sleep around, go to bed around 9, try to
Yeah.
sleep around 10. And a day that you need to grind to grind more, I may stay longer, and the next
Mm-hmm.
day I will feel bad. But you know what? You need to do what you need to do. Only you know what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
But don't do the same mistakes I did when I left college. That was a stop to exercise.
Mm-hmm.
That for me, it's really the lesson from my last year. My last changing year is the year that I'm improving 1% a day on exercising. I'm improving 1% a day on robotics. That are new things for me, right? And giving more attention to my kids, more attention to my wife, right? To my family. I even, by the first time in, I don't know, 17 years that I'm here in the country, I finally went back to Brazil just by myself to spend a week with my mom. I never
Oh.
did that. I never did that. Was good, because we connected in a different level. She
Mm-hmm.
was, hey, I wanted to go to this church, so and so. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go and do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those things they matter more than money. Money is
100%.
important. Don't get me wrong. Again, money is important, but you should work for live and not live for work. That I think is the
Yes.
semantics that each one of us we needed to figure out.
100%. Well, Paulo, honestly, this is everything that I felt with you when I first met you. So I'm so glad that someone out here can listen to your testimony, listen to your story, listen to how you live every day, because it's really not about being perfect. You're at this
No.
level right now because you learned from mistakes. You were a scientist to yourself and you were able to
Yes.
reconfigure what you didn't like and match your body because
Yes.
that's how you succeed. That's how you have heart.
That's what you need to do.
100%. Well, Paulo, thank you so much for your time today. I really
No, I
appreciate it.
appreciate, and you're more than welcome to come and visit us. I know you plan to. Let's go there. Let's take some pictures and
Yes, yeah.
some videos with Pepper and the other robots.
I'm so
And
excited.
I'm waiting for you to come and see us.
Okay, perfect. Bye, guys.